Narcos, coffee, maybe a little salsa dancing. Let's be completely honest. If we asked you what comes to mind when you hear Colombia, that is exactly what you'd say, right?
Oh, for sure. And while those things are part of the story, they've totally overshadowed the reality. In this explainer, we're ripping off that media filter to reveal what is hiding right in plain sight.
So, seriously ask yourself, what do you really know about Colombia? Because beyond the headlines and the Hollywood scripts, there is a country bursting with geography and history so wild it honestly feels like fiction. We're talking mind-bending natural phenomena, ancient lost cities, and everyday quirks that will completely blow your mind. It is time to flip the script entirely and look at the real Colombia.
Section 1. Impossible Natural Wonders. Let's jump right into the geography because it's absolutely unreal.
Imagine a deep jungle river. Most of the year, it's just normal water. But from July to November, the sunlight hits these rare aquatic plants and boom, the entire river turns into a liquid rainbow, vivid reds, yellows, greens, and blues.
And it's not like you can just drive up to it. You literally have to take a plane and then ride a horse deep into the wilderness just to see it. It is that remote.
And the sheer volume of wildlife hiding in that wilderness is staggering. Geographically speaking, Colombia is roughly the size of France and Spain combined.
Right, but packed into that space are over 1,900 bird species. Let that sink in. That is more bird species than all of Europe and North America put together. It's literally the most bird-rich nation per square kilometer on Earth.
Plus, it's the only country in South America with coastlines on both the Pacific Ocean and the Caribbean Sea. Think about that. Within the exact same borders, you get two totally distinct marine ecosystems, totally different beach cultures, and some of the absolute best deep-water diving in the Americas.
Moving on to Section 2. Legends and Lost Cities. Because the human history here is just as wild as the geography.
Okay, you've heard the stories of El Dorado, right? The mythical city of gold? Well, it turns out it's not entirely a myth. It actually originated in Colombia. When the Spanish arrived, they saw a local Muisca chief who would cover himself entirely in gold dust and dive into a lake to offer massive treasures to the gods.
That lake is Lake Guatavita. It's a protected heritage site you can still visit today. The legend was actually grounded in reality.
Now, I want you to hold on to a number for a second. 650. When we talk about ancient lost cities in South America, what does that number mean to you?
That is exactly how many years older Colombia's Ciudad Perdida, literally the lost city, is compared to the incredibly famous Machu Picchu. Built way back around 800 AD, high in the massive Sierra Nevada mountains. And then it just vanished. The jungle swallowed it whole for centuries until it was finally rediscovered in 1972. And there's no luxury train taking you there today. It still demands a brutal 4 to 6 day trek through dense, humid jungle just to lay eyes on it.
Section 3. Modern Wealth and Innovation. Let's fast forward from ancient gold to what they're pulling out of the ground today.
Colombia is essentially the emerald capital of the world. They produce between 70 and 90% of all emeralds globally.
They have been mining these stones for over 5 centuries, and any gemologist will tell you Colombian emeralds are universally recognized as the absolute finest quality on the planet, bar none.
But their modern wealth is also about pure innovation. Take the city of Medellin. It's this huge metropolis built entirely inside a really steep mountain valley. For years, the communities up on those hillsides were completely isolated. So what did they do? They integrated public transit cable cars right into the city grid. They were the very first city in the world to pull this off. It transformed from a clever local fix into a global blueprint that urban planners from all over the world traveled to study.
Section 4. Quirks of daily life. Because honestly, the everyday stuff is where you really get a feel for a place.
You have to hear about their official national sport, Tejo. The basic idea? You stand back and chuck a heavy metal disc at a clay target.
Which sounds totally normal, right? Except the target is packed with literal pouches of gunpowder. The entire goal is to trigger a massive explosion. And people just play this casually, in public parks, at bars on a Friday night. It's incredible.
And we can't talk about daily life without mentioning coffee. But it's not just a morning pick-me-up, it's deeply woven into family life. It's completely normal for little kids to get a mild, milky café con leche as an after-dinner treat right alongside the adults.
And here's a fun fact. Despite producing billions of cups of coffee every single year, Colombia has a surprisingly low number of Starbucks locations. Why would they need them? They strictly prefer their own local, superior brews.
Okay, one last number for you to guess. 6. What happens at 6? By national law, at 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. every single day, the Colombian national anthem broadcasts on all radio and public television stations simultaneously across the entire country. It acts like this rhythmic heartbeat that unifies the nation and bookends the day for millions of people.
Which really brings us to the core of this whole explainer. Think about the liquid rainbows, the explosive bar games, the lost cities older than Machu Picchu, and the brilliant urban engineering.
When you stack all of that up, the Hollywood Narcos story is barely even a footnote in their history. This rich, complex, layered reality, this is everything else.
Colombia completely challenges every single assumption you might have walked in with. So now that you've caught a glimpse of the extraordinary truth hiding right in plain sight, what chapter of this story will you choose to explore next?